Hello, everybody. Welcome to At This Moment with Jim Jefferies and Amos Gill. A special day. Jim's special is out on Netflix now. So if you're not going to listen to this, you can pause it and go and watch
Two Limb Policy on Netflix. It's out right now. Thank you for mentioning it. I'm also about to start a tour across Europe where Amos Gill will be opening up for me for everything but the United Kingdom date. So anything across Europe, we will be having in the UK, we will be having Glenn Wool and Andrew Maxwell, two of the greatest people to ever do the job, opening up for me.
Absolutely. And thank you to everyone who's come to see me in Edinburgh. If you're an American, I'm coming to Nashville on the 22nd and 23rd of this month at Zany's Comedy Club. I'll see you there. On today's episode, we spoke about a superhero who's taken it to the streets for real. Also, an American man who finds himself fighting on the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war, plus Australia's new woke law.
Yeah, woke law.
That Americans are making fun of us for. All that and more on this episode. No sponsor today, so have you got a message for the people, Jim?
We are sponsored today by Ice and Offensive Things at the Edinburgh Festival. Now let's start the podcast. All right. Hello, Amos. How's Edinburgh going?
I'm tired tonight. I will say it's 12:30. I've done 11 shows.
11.
11.
Really? Are you just bullshitting me? 11? I've never done 11 shows in my entire career. I think 6 or 7 might be my max.
Sets at 2:00 with the Pick of the Fringe PG show.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is this like clean?" They said, "No. It's just at 2:00." And I went out the front and started all my sex jokes, and there was a mum there with kids under the age of 12, and you're like, "Don't make me the nonce."
Yeah.
You know, this is my act. I've got nothing else. I feel weird.
I just performed in front of the Dodgers this week, and Jack came along, and my son Hank came, and it was the first time he'd ever seen me do stand-up comedy. And so I was super nervous. Also, and I was even doing that thing that you do with, like, when you're trying to impress a girl, or like what I was doing. Like I was going, look, this is a little gig. You know, they're not really comedy fans as such. And I normally do theaters, son. Like I was trying to pick it up. You know what I mean?
I've got a special coming out, so I'm working up new. So like, this isn't actually my strongest stuff. You know,
I did stuff off the special. I got up there and I recorded a joke in Japanese and I played that on my phone, like in Japanese. And I said, that was for Otani and Yamamoto, but those cunts didn't show up. That got a good laugh. And then I go, they could have brought their interpreter, but he's probably off fucking gambling somewhere. Got another laugh. all good stuff, right? And then I'm doing. If you watch my special, which is out today, ladies and gentlemen, out today, Jim Jefferies' Two Limb Policy. I'll be honest with you, right? Out of all my specials, it's got 2 of the biggest banger jokes I've ever done. The intro is, I'm too slow. The first 2 minutes. Please sit out the first 2 minutes and then get there. It gets there eventually, but I'm very proud of this special. It's got 2 bits that I would put in any greatest hit special that I've ever done, right? Very proud.
In your promo, you're telling your audience to bear with you for the first 2 minutes. You don't hear that often. That's honesty.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you. I mean, you'll get some giggles. But if you're like if you got someone who doesn't normally watch me and you're going, "Oh, watch this guy, you'll like him," it's just me dicking on about Johnny Cash for a bit. You know how I am, right?
Yeah,
and so,
the pain of Johnny Cash comes to I told you to leave Johnny alone.
That whole tour, I never had a good opening joke, and now this new tour I'm doing across Europe, I have a banger of an opening routine, a 15-minute really good opening routine. So you know, the swings and roundabouts, but this special is very good. Just the first 2 minutes. That's my PR and the whole thing. Anyway, so I go down to
when you were on cocaine, you were so much more confident.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Greatest cocaine would be like with alcohol. Goes, I'm a bit flat in the middle there, so just stick with me.
Yeah, and a bit flat at the beginning, and then as soon as I mention actors, it gets good, and it doesn't take long. As soon as I mention actors, it gets good. Anyway, so I'm there doing a joke that you'll see in my special about blackface. The blackface joke involves me masturbating at home, right? Like I won't give too much of the joke away. And I did that joke in front of my son. And so there's that weird moment where I'm talking about wanking and I'm like, yeah. Now he looks at his dad a bit different, right? And also when I tell the joke, you can really picture the bit on the couch I'm in And so, you know.
Because you talk about the theatre room, so now he knows when you go into the theatre room.
No, it wasn't in the theatre room. It's in the living room. It was my wife walked back in.
What a game of Cluedo this is.
Yeah. Also, trying to be like a working class hero. Don't mention my theatre room. So I went down and I did a gig for the Doohickeys. And I'm there and I'm staying with Hank, and Hank looks at me and he's like, and we're like, oh, it's Freddie Freeman, obviously beautiful wife, right? But all of them had good looking girlfriends, good looking wives, all of them. Some of the relief pitchers, not so much, but for the most part, the starters were doing very well for themselves. Yes. And Hank was like, I don't recognize all of them. I go, well, a good way to tell who's a baseball player is who has a beautiful woman on their arm. That's a good way to tell who's a baseball player in this room. And I go, same goes for softball. So
by the way, can I just get something off my chest? I know you don't like when I'm racist.
Sure.
But I have to.
I don't hate it. It just makes me uncomfortable.
So if you're a British person,
yeah,
and you live in Dubai, I got big prejudice against you. Okay. So I was just doing a set called Pick of the Fringe.
Yeah.
And there was a woman there, and they kept the whole show. They were talking to the MC. We're from Dubai. Anytime he would make a joke about Britain, she'd go, yeah, I know it's awful. That's why we moved to Dubai. We're in Dubai. Everything in Dubai is amazing. We love Dubai. Oh, it's so crime-free in Dubai. No tax in Dubai. And then I'm on stage and I have this bit where I'm talking about how people have had slaves throughout history or whatever. And she goes, out of nowhere, she goes, I've got a nanny and a chef. And I go, yeah, I get it. That's why you moved to Dubai. I'm aware of this. And then I said, as a joke to her, let me guess, you used to live in South Africa? And she goes, we did. And I said, when did you fall out of love with South Africa? About 95, was it? About 1995, you went, the vibes are a bit off. Decided to come home, and then you thought, where else can you get, extremely cheap labor? Dubai? And she goes, yeah, that's exactly it. We go where the help is cheap. And the audience is just
I love how you're like, I know that you hate it when I'm racist. You were in the right.
No,
but I'm person.
I know, but I hate every white person that goes to Dubai. I don't know what it is. They're always dodgy crypto.
Oh, we've got a soundbite now of you saying I hate every white person. That's not going to be good for your brand.
What do you mean? That could refurb me. It's to balance out all my white pride. But
depending on who gets elected, every 4 years you'll bring that slogan out.
But I think about this all the time, right? Which is, when people go to poor countries, they love it. Like Aussies love moving to Bali or Thailand.
Yeah.
And I'll have a fight with my mum's friends who are like old blokes and like, we love Bali's better than Australia. It's just better than Australia. We love living there. The beaches, the way of life is incredible. Every time I tell them, no, it isn't. It's no better than Australia. You just like underpaying people to be a butler. You don't love the beaches of Bali. You love having a borderline slave.
Yes, the way of life is good for you, and it's very bad for others. And it's
I love not being able to trust the water, but it is good to have people bring it to me.
I think I can tell you this story. This is like 20 years ago. I went to Dubai, and there was a guy who booked me to do a pub gig in a restaurant. I go to Dubai now, and the people who booked me in Dubai are lovely people, and I'm having a great time out there. And I played the arena just going out there, and I played a theater, and I'll go back to Dubai whenever. But when I went out there 20-something years ago, there was a guy who was like, showing us around, like, never go back to England. It's fucking terrible here. And he goes, anyway, if you boys, want to get, your end away, right? So if you wanted to have sex, and I thought he was going to go, that building over there is filled with prostitutes or whatever. I thought he was going to go this bar, that bar, or whatever. I thought he was going to say that, right? Because there's a lot of escorts in Dubai. He did not say that. He said, he goes, I own an apartment over there, and there's a girl who lives there for free. And I'll just tell you, you're coming over. If that was his mistress, was he just pays a rent for a Russian escort in the fucking thing, and then he offered it up to a stranger. What? And this is me, Jim Jefferies. What a fucking dirtbag.
That's a young Jeffrey Epstein. That's a startup Epstein.
Yeah, what a fucking... Anyway.
Epstein's flat, not the island. That's before the island.
Anyway, we show up to the gig. He's there with his wife and his business partner for his wife, and they run a very large, I won't say who, they were part of a very large beer company that imported beer into Dubai. And so they had all the servants and all that. This guy then shows up with his wife after telling me this is the escorts apartment that he owns, and that if you want to go up there, I'll tell her you're coming.
So he's got Eastern European women in the kegs.
Yeah. And he fucking, I go on stage, and not him, but his business partner's wife, right? And his business partner was no better, right? Fucking heckles. I put her down a few times, and she goes, if you don't apologize right now, you'll never play Dubai again. And she was fucking right for 20 years. For 20 years, I was fucking not going back to Dubai. And I looked at her like this going, I'm your problem. Am I?
Don't reveal the flat. Otherwise they'll take you to the desert. Mate.
Exactly. It's taken me 20 years to say this out loud. Like fucking dirtbags. They were.
So yes, that's the gig that I had. But I'll tell you, I want to tell you about my first gig of the day because you'll like this. I had a bunch of Germans come to see me, and it's like classic Germans, like black trench coats, weird sneakers, and they're like, "Dude, we just want to tell you, we saw you with Jim years ago in Berlin, and man, your stuff is like, it's so funny, it's so good. Like my favorite comedians from Australia is Steve Hughes, Jim Jefferies, and you. You know, like 3 generations of like Aussies that are like wild guys. You know,
three generations of Australians that had to use far too much sunscreen and have never been down to the beach and have never surfed. 3 generations of Australians that have never surfed.
The 3 Australians who don't own any Rip Curl shirts, basically.
I got a Rip Curl. I have to have the swimsuit if I get into the water because I burn too quickly.
And they said to me, but we want to ask a question, like, why the fuck? We are such big fans of Jim, and we see he's going to Europe, and yet no German tour dates. Like, how can you go to Bucharest or Sofia, Bulgaria, but you don't come to Berlin or to Stuttgart? And I said, guys, I've got a bit of intel for you. There could be something.
There's something coming up in Germany that's a single tour. And it's a little bit bigger than just me, and that's all I can say about it at the moment. So if you're in Germany and you're worried that you're missing out on this tour, and look, if you can get to the other countries quick and see the tour, the German thing won't be for another 6 months past this, if it is to happen. But we're trying to organize a very big thing just for Germany. I wanted to let them know that you haven't forgotten about them, you know, because no. There is a reason that Germany is the only a country that is not being visited in Western Europe when we go out there. So there you are. And I'm also not going to Russia because we've got a secret thing planned for Russia. North Korea is missing out on a few gigs. I'm getting grief.
Depends on the price in Moscow.
I'm getting grief at the moment, as are a lot of comedians. There's a lot of comedians doing podcasts about this because they've released the poster for the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia. And I'm one of the comedians. And the comedians who are going, and there's big names, Bill Burr, Kevin Hart, Louis C.K., Jimmy Carr, Whitney Cummings, right? Just to name a few. And people are giving us a lot of grief for going out to Saudi Arabia. And someone wrote to me just like this, how dare you, the way they treat women out there and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I don't agree with all of that, but don't you think some westernized comedy is a step in the right direction? You know what I mean?
It probably is an opening up of things.
It
depends, though. It depends if you're doing your material or you get out there and you're like, women, get them out of the cars.
That's the material I've always wanted to do. This is the problem. This is the stuff.
Yeah, and then you there'll be these clips released, and you go, "They made me say that." You go, "No, that was his tour."
That was a picture of him in Amsterdam. So it's like I guess people are still. They got into the golfers. They got into Cristiano Ronaldo and all the other people that's visiting. But don't you think the westernization a little bit of out the entertainment anyway is a positive thing?
The only way to get around this, I think, is you just do a gig in every country. You have to do a true world tour.
I don't exclude countries, and I assume the people. If anyone wants to hear what I've got to say on any stage, I'll get up and do it. I don't get involved in the politics of the country I'm visiting.
Now that my visa has actually come through and I am approved.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll actually say to you now, that used to drive me fucking insane when the golfers of Live Golf would be interviewed and they would say to these golfers, how do you feel playing in taking Saudi Arabian money? It's absolutely despicable. How do you sleep at night? You know, what they've done to journalists, blah, 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 blah. You go, I'm sorry, but the United States government tried to assassinate and murder Julian Assange because he revealed their war crimes. Go fuck yourself. Why don't you ask the guys on the PGA how they sleep at night knowing that their government targets journalists? Fuck off.
Jeffrey Epstein was fucking knocked off.
Yeah,
Come on now.
off.
Come on now. Like we can't get... I'm sure the Australian government's had people bumped off and we've had inquiries into that. And look, even now, I'm still dealing with my nephew not getting what he deserved from the helicopter accident that happened. And the Australian government has completely fucked my family over. But bloody hell, the beaches are good.
Tour dates to come.
Tour dates to come. And fuck me, watch the 1% Club and best bread in the world. Best bread in the world. Unless I find better bread in Saudi Arabia, I'm going to try.
I'm very unhappy. Obviously, I've spoken.
But you get what I'm saying? Like Australia fucked over. I've lived in countries, they've all done fucking horrendous things. And to just go, oh, there was a reporter who was killed. You can't do comedy over there. Until I fucking if I meet the people and they're all like that fucking reporter had it coming to him, I might go, oh, fuck these people. I'm not going to entertain them. But you know,
listen, it would be strange crowd work for that to come up, for you to go, g'day, mate, what do you do? My name's Jamal Khashoggi Jr. Only then is it weird.
Yeah, and every time you're on stage, okay, let's say you play to 2,000 people, the chances are there's a murderer and a few pedophiles in the audience. You know, I just entertain everyone, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's your audience.
Find out.
Mostly pedophiles?
No, not mostly. That's a bloody terrible thing to say, mostly. Some.
Hey, it's a really good sign when you've got pedophiles in your crowd, because that means your act is hip, because the pedophile's there looking for a fan base. If there's no pedophiles at your show, you've lost relevance, because...
Look, okay, so the other day we released a clip of us talking about the dwarfs, and Jack edited it together, but he didn't release the first bit of the clip when we actually mentioned that the footballer had them at the party with the bowling balls. It was just me, you going, fuck Peter Dinklage, they should all be bowling balls. I got some angry messages from that because it was out of context. Now, if anyone knows me in the disabled community, I'm good with the disabled community. I have a heart for that, and also I'm friends with Brad Williams. I've met Tanya Lee Davis. I know lots of. I would never want to upset those people. What was my point here?
I don't know. You're doing some virtue signaling, and I tuned out.
Yeah, no, wait. So someone wrote to me, and they went, "Fucking liberal, punching down again." And I'm like, it took everything in my being not to write underneath this. That's the only way you can hit him.
Yeah, I'd never punch down on a dwarf. It's usually kicking.
You can't punch up on the dwarfs. You can't punch up on the dwarfs. Now, is that guy baiting me to say something? And I thought, I'll just leave it be. But he's like, yeah, punching down again. And then he's like, come on, Jim, let's see if you got it in you.
I have a joke about that in my show this year, which is I would never punch down. You don't get enough talk. You've got to use your quads and you boot them when they're down. That's the way to do it.
You never heard of Tyson's lower cut, did you? Always the uppercut, where he went like this, boom, boom. There's always bang up through the jaw.
It's the Hulk smash. Well, anyway, what I was going to say to you was
the Hulk died. That was a good transition. Fucking Hulk died. There you go.
That was 2 episodes ago, man.
Oh, was it? We already talked about it?
Yeah. I don't even know if we spoke about it. I think we've done a pre-record. But to your point, though, about these, gigs and nations and comedy, I'm so sick of, people are people all over the world, and I think everyone can go out and watch a show who they like. Like you said, the more speech, the better. That's what I fucking think. And over here in Edinburgh, there's some issues at the moment. I wanted to get your take on it.
Just quickly, for what I find, most people who come and see me somewhat agree with my politics, or they know I'm joking about things. You know what I mean? So it's going to be the same people there. Funny's funny all around the world. People are people. I'm here to entertain people, make them laugh, right? But you're going to talk about the Edinburgh Festival.
What happened?
Let me guess. Some hipsters have gotten upset about something.
Well, there's 2 things that really drive me up the fucking wall. Okay, yeah. So number one, I think Israel is engaging in a genocide. Okay, the Israeli government under Bibi Netanyahu, not good.
Yeah,
Terrible.
it's
They need to feed the kids. They need to let the human aid in. It's out of control. That being said,
yeah, okay.
Okay, that being said, there is Jewish comedians at this festival who have been kicked out of their venue because some hipster venue, Whistle Binkies or whatever it was called, said their staff didn't feel comfortable having people who support Israel, which I don't know if this guy supports Israel. They couldn't make any proof of this. He's just a Jewish English comedian that does one-liners who had a show called Jewarama, and they kicked the fucking bloke out of their venue. Gutless. What's he got to do with the occupation?
Jewarama is what I was going to call the next tour. Fuck.
Honestly.
Yeah,
that's so shit.
Look, I also understand with the Israel-Palestine thing that people have different opinions on different sides, etc., etc. And no one thinks they're right and wrong, and no one thinks they're evil. Everyone's, the hero in their own thing, right? The Israel-Palestine thing, me and you do agree on, right? I've been trying to not say anything about this because, but I think we were both more on Israel's side when it first happened, after what happened at the music festival. How could you not be? And now it's like, what the fuck are we doing? We're just watching a genocide. So it's
this government endangers more Jews in the way that they are behaving. In that I've seen so much more hate towards Jewish people because.
Well, this is the thing.
Because of the shutting down of the speech.
Also, I have a lot of Jewish friends.
It's dangerous.
I have a lot of Jewish friends. I would not want to be Jewish right now. It seems like a pain in the ass, right? Especially if you want to defend what's going on, or if you're someone who doesn't even want. You have to hear just anti-Semitic fucking bullshit everywhere as well.
But I said to the bloke,
you can't blame the people for the government.
But I said to the bloke, dude, even if this guy is pro his country or whatever, don't kick him out of the fucking arts festival, you gutless cunts. Secondly, there's a lot of pro-Palestine shows. They also deserve their slot. That's what I like about our business, right? And there's another show that just got cancelled.
Mind you, I did hear that the pro-Palestine show started and he just started talking over the top towards the end and just worked his show into it.
His time slot was originally, it was an hour before, but he kept overrunning into their time slot. I get that. He ate into a lot of their time. And then he started to take over the green room. That
wasn't the Edinburgh Festival. I know that Reginald Hunter at the moment is going to court over something, being a Holocaust denier or something like that, which I don't know if he is or he isn't, but I've known the man. He never felt like he was to me. He never discussed it with me.
Probably didn't come up. It's usually like, how's the festival going for you? 6 million, that's a lot. How's your wife?
Yeah.
Not the average bar chat.
Yeah, so people have... Yeah, okay. All right, I don't want to talk about Israel-Palestine anymore.
But my point...
I just know that us talking does nothing to help, man.
Well, what I was going to follow up with was this completely...
Now there's someone angry at me for saying that. Fucking... It's never going to end.
So this one will get you. And this is the one I want to focus on.
All right.
A couple of lads I know from Cork.
Yeah.
One mate called Richie. Just great sound, as they would say, sound lads, savage crack.
Yeah.
They have a show, and they usually come up with a real grabby show title every year. It's their thing. Yes. Last year, their show was called Prince Andrew Tate Appreciation Hour, and it was a picture of Andrew Tate and Prince Andrew making out with each other. And the show was taking the piss out of the royals and Andrew Tate and Jeffrey Epstein and whatnot.
Taking the piss out of Jeffrey, who would have a problem with that? They weren't glorifying it. They were
just now this year their title is the Diddy After Party.
And how are they spelling it? D-I-D-D-Y or D-I-D-H-E question mark after party? Because that's a smarter.
With merch.
With baby oil. Yeah. The Diddy paid for it.
And they have merch that says, I left the Diddy party early.
Yeah, which is on the right side of history. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And so they're just some working class lads from Cork. They're not famous comics. They sold every ticket that was available in the first week. Everyone was going, bit of fun, late night, dark show, 11:30.
And was there anything that they did on stage that was Diddy related?
Well, the blackface is a problem, probably, but...
Well, could you tell, or was it a really good job?
It was a great job.
Right. Okay. So no, but honestly, did they do anything Diddy related?
No.
It was just late night, fun name, dirty comics. So you're up for an edgy show. So buyer beware. This is the type of joke, and you can make. I've been making jokes about Diddy. Diddy? I bet he did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Blah,
so
blah, blah.
yeah.
So what happened is some woman on TikTok made one of those videos where she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe what I've just seen. I just saw a poster that said Diddy party, and women who have been assaulted would have to walk past that poster. And I don't want to see that in my city."
Is the poster in a well-lit area? Because maybe posters normally aren't.
You know where it all is? In Cowgate.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's in an underground sort of dark area.
It's down in alleyways. The Diddy after party. Yeah, the posters. Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, Jack, we're going to edit this up because it goes for a bit, but I want to play this to you and I want to get Jim's take because this video has gone viral and the festival has now made them change it. They can't have it be called Diddy After Party.
No, you can't do that.
Now they're making it called Bad Boy Parties. So here is the TikTok from the woman that got this act going. Obviously, I've just got to get into the comedians group chat because this thing's absolutely flared up on this one, naturally. And everyone came to me because when it comes to cancellations at festivals, everyone knows that I'll get my nose into this because
you've had a history. I've
had my fair share at what I thought was a liberal arts festival. Here we go. Yeah. So here's what the lady looks like.
Okay. We have to stop right now. Okay, just stop quickly. I've said to my wife, if she ever cuts her fringe above her eyebrows, we have to break up because I've never met a woman with half a fringe that is like my company ever. I don't, and they're not normally gay. It's just if I see a half fringe like that, if you got a half fringe and you want to be a fan of mine, walk up to me with like, it's a bad haircut. I'm sorry. Like preempt because
these women with a half a fringe actually see you for what you are because their eyes
yeah. It's not blurred up.
There's nothing distracting them from realizing what a piece of shit you are.
Yeah, I like a girl who's just like got that hair that covers one eye. How could you live a whole life with hair covering one eye? What a wonderful way to life. Maybe she's missing an eye.
So this woman, obviously, quite a hipster. You can imagine she's very offended by things.
She's mid-fringe. Mid-fringe.
Here's the clip.
Make like a big stink for no reason on social media. But I live in Edinburgh, it's the Fringe right now, there's a lot of Fringe shows going on, and if you're from Edinburgh, if you've been to the Fringe before, you know that people tend to make shows with stuff that are topical. It was a big trend for a while to make a show about Donald Trump when he was first elected. It's kind of part and parcel. However, last night I did see outside Bar 50 in the Cowgate, they had a poster, don't know if it's a Fringe show or like a themed night that they're having, but it was Diddy party. And Diddy was there in his full glory, surrounded by, or maybe it was only one or two, I can't remember, but there were bottles of baby oil. I'm not even saying that you can't make a joke about things and that there's certain things that are...
No, you cut out after baby oil, you cut out again, microphone. I thought you'd stopped it.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. She said no, up to where Diddy was there was baby oil.
Okay, so yeah, Diddy wasn't there, by the way. She makes a clarification. He was on the poster.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Of course, Diddy wasn't there. And I like how she started off. She goes, a few years ago, it was popular to make jokes about Donald Trump being elected. Did Diddy actually get convicted of rape?
He didn't get done for sex trafficking. He got done for prostitution, I think.
He got done for prostitution, but he didn't get done for rape? So he was accused of rape?
He was accused of sex trafficking.
Well, Donald Trump's been accused of rape, so that show's even more triggering. How did they all get through?
I imagine when you were doing comedy, it was probably Fritzl jokes.
Oh, no, I'm way before Fritzl, bro. I'm fucking way before Fritzl. Yeah, Fritzl, I was already off the circuit.
You were a Gary Glitter shock comic.
I was a Gary Glitter guy. That's exactly who I was. Come on. Oh, not on kids. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, I fucking... Yeah, Gary Glitter.
I'm saying every generation has their nonce that they do a theme show around.
Yeah.
So who has it been? It's been Gary Glitter, Rolf Harris, Joseph Fritzl.
I did Rolf Harris. What's his name?
Cosby.
Cosby, I did jokes. I opened a special with Bill Cosby straight off the bat. I've done Cosby. I've done Fritzl. I've done
Jimmy Savile, the Savile Club.
Savile. I said on stage that I thought Savile was a pedophile once at the Comedy Store, and this was years before. I said, that bloke, he seems like a fucking pedophile to me, right? And the audience turned to me like fucking a convict coming over here talking about Al Jimmy. Our Jimmy, he's fucking brilliant, and he is. Oh, he's original fucking gangster. Where's the gold jewelry? Jimmy Savile, bit of fun, right? No, I took the piss out of Jimmy Savile, and I thought I'll never mention that guy again. And then years later, I was vindicated. It's nice to feel right.
When you're an outsider, you can see he looks like a caricature of a paedophile in a Roald Dahl book or something.
When you show up to Britain, and then he was on the he wasn't dead at that stage. He was just on the telly. And they were like, and we got Jimmy Savile. He showed up with a cigar, with a tracksuit down to his belly button and gold jewelry and fucking long pedo hair. And I was like, wow, that guy's creepy. And they're like, no, he's wonderful. There were so many comics who were doing jokes about how much they enjoyed Jimmy Savile when I first started out. You get home from school, wouldn't you? You put on Jim Will Fix It. That was a top afternoon. Like that, right? And you're like, fucking, it just seemed like a pedo to me.
So... what I'm saying is...
Rolf Harris, although Rolf Harris, he never got me. Rolf Harris, I tell you what, I was defending Rolf Harris. I was one of the ones where we need to hear more things before because I loved Rolf Harris.
You would not have the wobble board.
I would not have a man who had a wobble board and panted like this. Be called a pedophile on my watch.
Who bragged about his third leg.
Yeah. I don't know what's the big problem here, everyone?
So my point being, every fucking generation of the festival makes fun of some famous nonce.
Yes.
It's actually probably one of the staples of the festival.
And also P. Diddy.
And the Catholic Church, by the way.
P. Diddy, the one thing he wasn't accused of was pedophilia. I don't believe.
So we make all these jokes. Now, nothing gets my blood boiling more than I'm not one of these people who complains about jokes, but...
whenever you have
That's the hipster version of I'm not racist, but...
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you have hey, I like blue comedy. When they start like this, I like a good joke as much as the next bloke. I've seen, and then they'll rattle off a comedian that they've seen that's an offensive comic, and I used to watch George Carlin, and I reckon like this, and then they go, but, and you're like, all right, what did I do that was so fucking bad? Well, now, these guys are just trying to fucking have a laugh. Like,
also, there's thousands of shows. They're not famous. They're not even internet famous. They just need a way to stand out.
And also, okay, so it's a show where they get other comics on?
Yes.
Let's hear from the female comedians. Are the female comedians upset? Have there been female?
No comedians are upset by this.
No comedians
they're the nicest fucking lads from Cork, who everyone's like. I'll read you one of the top comments on the video. Like, obviously, a lot of people agree with this woman, but my favorite one is there's a comment here that says, "Well done for making this stand against two brilliant working-class Irish comics who, like all performers at the Fringe, have to come up with eye-catching, tongue-in-cheek show titles to bring an audience without a huge marketing budget with the big managers in the major venues. They're clearly taking the piss out of Diddy. Their previous show was called the Prince Andrew Tate Appreciation Hour with the Duke of York and Tate in a passionate embrace. It's a joke, and the show starts at 11 p.m. aimed at people who enjoy dark comedy. If it's not your thing, fine, don't go. Simple. Ironically, your heroic intervention will probably increase their profile and bring more people along. But not everyone has to like what you don't like. They're not endorsing Diddy. They're having a laugh. Get over it."
Well, they might get deported. Speaking of which...
No, I want to finish this woman's thing.
Yeah, okay. There's more to go.
No, we can edit it. Jack, just try and edit this down to something interesting, would you?
Last night I did see outside Bar 50 in the Cowgate. They had a poster, don't know if it's a Fringe show or like a themed night that they're having, but it was Diddy party. And Diddy was there in his full glory, surrounded by, or maybe it was only one or two, I can't remember, but there were bottles of baby oil. I'm not even saying that you can't make a joke about things and that there's certain things that are completely off limits. I get it. Humour can be used as a mechanism to say something, whatever. This isn't saying anything. It's just pretty disgusting. And I know there's a lot of people that would be the kind of person to comment on this and say that it's a stretch and it's just a bit of fun, it's not that serious. But I don't understand when we stopped the cognitive process of being able to acknowledge that when you make a joke about something like a trial, this man was on trial for sex trafficking, and there is plenty evidence, video evidence of this man violently abusing, sexually abusing, and hosting parties in which the sexual violence and exploitation of women was the whole point of the party. That's all out there for everyone to see. So
There was also men coming on his nipples. There was something for everyone.
like I said, I don't think all jokes are off limits. Make a joke. Diddy party with the baby oil. It's not funny. You've just...
Yeah, but you're looking at the title, woman.
Yeah, the title's not
There's
meant to
jokes
make you
about
laugh. The title's meant to draw you in. The title's meant to be intriguing. Two-limb policy, my special that's out right now on Netflix. That title doesn't mean anything until you watch the special. So, you know,
she didn't watch the show. This is the new levels of insanity, because it used to be, I went along, I was offended. Now it's, I saw the poster and I'm offended.
Yeah.
Like, she hasn't even done them the justice of watching the fucking show. And unfortunately, the Fringe caved and made them change it. So they've called it now Bad Boy Comedy After Party, because it's like Bad Boy Records, which doesn't work as well. And the lads are not selling tickets anymore.
Also,
I told them I'd give them a plug. So if you want to watch late night comedy,
I'll give them a plug. Also, calling it Bad Boy all of a sudden means that if I was a woman, I would feel less wanting to go to the bloody show. It's going to be just all misogynistic jokes and all this and all, nothing I can fucking do. Where if it's the Diddy party, I don't know, I might go along because there might be some celebrity to fuck.
Oh yeah, you're saying that the other problem with it is that a lot of people go there under false pretenses.
Yeah, you think you're going to see Aston Kutcher spit roasting a girl with LeBron James?
Down here.
I came down here to come. All you're going to do, you're going to go to the Diddy party and just see a whole lot of fat Scottish people with fucking haggis on their face. Get the fuck out of here. That's not the Diddy party.
I came down here to come on black man's tits.
The Scots can't wear all white at party. Can't wear all white at party. You seen the way those cunts eat? Their laundry bills would be through the roof.
Well, I mean, it is an all-white party, actually. That is the one thing that's close to the Diddy party.
It
is Diddy's white party.
Yeah, that's the thing is you put a Scottish person in an all-white outfit, they look like Mr. Blobby.
Completely luminescent. So go and support these fucks. They're good guys.
These dumb fucks. And their dumb fuck name and their dumb
Look,
fuck.
I got their fucking merch. Will I wear that? I don't know, probably. But, you know, I this is the only part of me that's a real unionist, is I get behind comedians. I don't care. If there's a feminist comic that gets cancelled, I fucking get behind them.
Yeah.
It's the only good trait I've got.
You're good like that. You're good like that. You're good like that. You cancel them, but you defend them.
I defend them. Also, there was one funny one that, I don't know if you saw. Do you know who Kate Smurthwaite is?
No, but Kate Smurthwaite. Is she English?
She's English, yeah.
Okay, all right. Kate Smurthwaite. She sounds like she's going to be posh, yeah?
I don't think she's posh, but she's a very, very left-wing lady. But God bless her, she's having a rough fringe. And she made a video the other day, and her video is, here I am, 20 minutes into when the show should have started. Unfortunately, not a single ticket sold. Not a single ticket sold. And then she looks at the camera, dead serious, and goes, it's the Oasis effect.
Oh, yeah. Stop blaming Oasis. Stop blaming Oasis. Oasis did 2 shows, am I right? 2 shows in Edinburgh.
No, they got one more tomorrow, but like...
3 shows. Okay, so you can write off that week. But if I was a tourist that was going up to Scotland to watch, I would make a weekend of it. I would watch Oasis, and then I'd go see a couple of comedy shows. Without Oasis, I may not come up to the festival at all, right? So think of the people who it's bringing up there who we didn't have at all. Are ticket sales statistically down at the Edinburgh Fringe? Are they down on the days that Oasis are playing? They can find those stats out very easily because they used to give those stats all the time. It's down 20%, it's up 10%, it's down 5%. Every year you'd hear this bullshit, right? Yeah. And also this idea, I saw one person that was like blaming Oasis, and I'm like, do you fucking think that like when Live Nation comes with a tour, goes, no, don't go up there. No, it's for comedians. Come
on, our kid. Kate Smurthwaite's put on a show.
Yeah, man, we should support the arts. You know, they don't fucking know about the Edinburgh Festival. They were never invited to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Like, the audacity of being like, if you're in this caper, every time I don't fill a room, do you know who I blame? Not the Rein, not Oasis. I blame
I can tell you every year that I did the Edinburgh Festival, someone was to blame for someone else's bad ticket sales. Ricky Gervais went and sold out the fucking arena where they do the tattoo, like sold the castle out, right? And that was a quiet night for us all. And there was people that were like, fucking Ricky Gervais. And you're like, it was one night. I was fine, but it was still just one night at the end of the day, right? It was one. And people think that there's like people go, oh, if I don't see Ricky Gervais, I'll go see 4 shit comics I've never heard of. There are me 2 options. 4 unknowns or just Ricky. No. Either you're a comedy fan and you're going to see a few shows at the Edinburgh Festival, and one of them will be Ricky Gervais. But I stopped doing the Edinburgh Festival for that express reason. At one stage, I was doing McEwen Hall, which was 1,000-seater. It was just me and John Bishop doing the room, I believe. And that's as big a venue as you can have at Edinburgh. And I would have, we needed an extra 20 minutes to get our people in than other people. Our line was always a lot bigger and all that type of stuff. And I was getting a bit of grief from other comics because I was taking all the ticket sales away. And it's like, I was in a 30-seater on my first year. Isn't this where we're all trying to get to? Isn't this what we're all trying to achieve?
Well, that's why you have to go to America, is because they do like success there. In Britain, once you get successful, they're like, now fuck off.
Well, Australians hate success more than the Brits, but yeah, Australians only like
that. But that is making me laugh now, the idea of these guys being like, right, we're going to watch Oasis. And they go, oh, but it clashes with my journey and feminist discovery in Venezuela.
Yeah.
I was going to watch that,
but I was going to watch Pappy's Fun Club. Oh no, man! Fucking hell! I bought a bucket hat for that comedy gig and all.
Like the level of delusion that people have is.
And all I heard were punchlines and fucking setups.
So we should probably do some news. We've spoken enough about bloody comedy.
Get me the clip of Dean Cain joining Ice, if you can, Jack.
I wasn't part of Ice. But once I put that out there and you put a little blurb on your show, it went crazy. So now I've spoken with some officials over at ICE, and I will be sworn in as an ICE agent ASAP.
Okay, so there's another clip where that by the way was Dean Cain, the former Superman, and Dean Cain came out and he was in big support of ICE. And
well, he's the conservative Superman. So and he was on the TV show, so he wasn't one of the movie ones.
Yeah, wait, look, he was on Lois and Clark. I used to watch the TV show back then. I'm a Superman fan. So Superman has a movie come out at the moment. It's doing good business, and Dean Cain thinks this is the moment that he's going to pop his little feral head up, and he's going to go like he's. I tell you what, he might be Croatian, but he's got a round head on him. He's got one of your heads. Anyway, his body looks all right, but the head's not Superman. The head's too big for Superman. You wouldn't be able to fit the suit over the top. Yeah. You reckon Superman has a zip at the back? How does it all get put together? Anyway, so Dean Cain has decided to join ICE, right? It turns out he's super far right.
It's so good.
I'm an actor.
Does he wear the outfit?
I'm an actor. My wife's an actor. There ain't many acting jobs out there at the moment, right? So I might, if we're only a few podcasts away and no commercials away from me joining ICE myself, right?
Like if we don't start selling BetterHelp, I'm going to join ISIS.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to join ICE ASAP, he reckons, right? So old Dean is going to be an ICE agent. He's going to be on the floor. He's going to be like one of those guys wearing balaclavas. You know, when people like film them and they all rock up and they tackle like a Mexican who's holding onto a pole. That's going to be Superman, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing about it is he is a quarter Japanese, right? He's a quarter Japanese. His grandparents during the Second World War were in an internment camp. Now, for people who don't know what went on, I don't know, most of you will say you did, but there'll be people in the car nodding along. Oh, okay. So during World War II, the Americans locked up in internment camps, basically concentration camps, any Japanese person of heritage that lived in the United States. These were American citizens, people with American birth certificates, some of them, and they were all locked up because of having Japanese heritage. And that would be socially the biggest atrocity that America's ever done on its own people, right? We won't get into dropping the nuclear bomb or whatever and what people think about that, right? But on its own people, that's as bad as it's gotten. I would say that's worse than many of the things that happened during the civil rights movements. I think it's right up there. It's really bad stuff, right? His grandparents were in internment camps, man. And now he's going after illegal immigrants. And he's like, I'm going to get the worst of the worst. No, you're not. You're going to get fucking fruit pickers. They're not sending Dean Cain on the and this one's a rapist and a drug dealer.
Could you imagine though? There must be a moment if you're in the back of a truck at Home Depot and you see this fat old Superman chasing after you. There is a bit of you that's like, that's pretty cool.
You're telling me that Lois and Clark wasn't a smash hit in Mexico? All day it was. He's going to be caught by people who are going to go, I learned how to speak English off you. It's going to be
Hey, man, could you sign my deportation letter? Huge Superman fan.
Also, Superman, the biggest illegal immigrant of all time. No paperwork on the cunt, right? Nothing. Came in here on a ship.
Yeah, not only came here on a ship and made life hard for billionaires. Everything that this administration hates.
Yeah. Yeah, it's trying to screw over businessmen. Like
Lex Luthor was 100% an American oligarch.
And then all the money he earned here in America, he took out to his fortress of solitude in the North fucking Pole. Taking money out of the country. Didn't even reinvest in America.
And also Superman. Poisoned journalism.
Oh, yeah.
Swayed stories.
Fucking, yeah. Fucking slept with journalists. Fake news all day. Fucking Superman. He had the morals of an alley cat. Quote Biden.
It is an amazing turn as your career goes on to join law. Like if he'd done any law enforcement, because, okay, so there's been...
It's one thing to say I've become a county sheriff, or I'm running for the Republicans, or just be one of these dudes that gets on TV like I'm pro-Trump, which there are lots of celebrities who are pro-Trump. But to join ICE, the hate in the heart of Dean Cain is and you can't say too much because he might hunt you down. Have you got your visa?
I got my documents now.
Yeah. All right, okay, all right, we're all good.
That's right. Life has become crazier than South Park because they just had that episode where they were hunting down Dora the Explorer to bring her to Mar-a-Lago.
Yes, very funny.
And
can we give it up for South Park, who is crushing it at the moment? Just crushing it. They're being the most offensive left-wing people they can be. It's really evening the keel at the moment. I'm a big fan of South Park right now.
Has there been any other actors that have gone off to do regular jobs like this? So Clint Eastwood became mayor of Carmel by the Sea. Are there any other actors that became cops?
I hear Bill Cosby became a license plate maker. That's what he was, a license plate manufacturer.
Famous actors who got jobs, right?
Well, I remember off the Bill Cosby show, there was the guy who married the daughter, and he was found packing groceries, right? He was packing groceries, and he was on the Cosby show, right? Because his fucking royalties went to nothing because of Cosby getting convicted of rape, right? So this guy stopped getting his royalties. I just want to say there were other victims. And the other actor from the Cosby show just got fucking washed out to sea, right? I'm telling you, Cosby, he's got a lot of blood on his hands.
So what other Superman characters are there? Other actors?
Terry Hatcher, she could arrest me all day. That's why we all watched the show back in the day. It was Terry Hatcher. That was Terry Hatcher in her prime. Lois.
Like, are there other actors who we could put in this administration?
Okay, so the curse of Superman, right? The curse of actors who have played Superman over the years. So there was Christopher Reeve, obviously, in a wheelchair, right? Went to the Oscars. Yeah. Everyone stood up, thought that was offensive. One of my earliest jokes there. It was from me. That's from one of my sets when I was 17. Thought it was weird when Christopher Reeve wheeled out there and they all gave him a standing ovation. That was a bit much. Even the clapping was overkill. They should have just nodded. Good stuff.
That's it, mate. That girl from TikTok would be offended by that.
Then he was still alive at the time. He could still make the jokes. There was people. I remember Mel Gibson went, Christopher Reeve will walk again. I'm sure of it. And I was like, what are these actors? What is wrong with them? Anyway, so he ended up in a wheelchair. The original guy for the TV series, the black and white TV series, he ended up being in a wheelchair or dying or something like that. There's been like 4 actors who have either dead or ended up as quadriplegics or whatever, right? And then Brandon Routh, who did Superman Returns, which is a very underrated movie. He ended up, he was in a movie with Spacey and Bryan Singer, so he's probably got a prolapsed arsehole. Is his probably biggest concern.
But I'm sorry. We need to go back here to
that's Tickle guy. Jack. It's very hard to get Jack these days. Very hard to get him.
If we could just go back. So is it just like, is he being paid to promote ICE because he's a
he went on to begin with. Now, the last time I saw Dean Cain, you know what Dean Cain was? He was the commentator on the LA Christmas parade. right? And there was pictures of him up everywhere, and he was like there. And here we are. These are the kids from Toluca Lake Band, and they're all gonna play a da 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 da. And oh, Santa's coming out here, kids. Santa's good. That was what Dean Cain was doing with his fucking life, right? And I was
honest
like,
question: does UTA organise this for him?
well, who's he rep by? who's he rep by? And is that Latino girl out of Snow White shitting herself right now, not willing to go down to the office?
Dude, imagine being his agent and Dean's like, "What have you got me? Superman's back. You know, is there any appearances? Comic-Con work's kind of dried up."
Yeah,
well, Dean, we got a call here from the administration. They want to know if you could play the role of ICE agent for real.
He is with. I won't say the agency, but it's not one of the big four. It's not one of the big four. I've dated women who have been represented by this agency. That's what I'm talking about. I'm joking. But yeah, old Dean. It's like out of all the Supermans, he was the only. I guess there was another TV one. I was about to shit on him for being the thing, but interesting story. Let's see if it progresses. We're only weeks away from getting a videotape of Dean Cain actually chasing a Mexican down in the street. Someone will have their cameras out. There's all the fucking COVID masks in the world can't cover up who Dean Cain is.
You know where this ends? This ends on a street fight in Los Angeles where Jesus Trejo? No, what's his name? Fucking Danny Trejo ends up killing Dean Cain.
I reckon one of the guys who played Lex Luthor should stand next to the Mexicans, and then we can have a real show. You got to laugh. It is a fucking shit show out here, isn't it? It's a fucking shit show at the moment.
Well, I don't, because I'm not in America. I'm like out of it.
Well, that was the thing is you didn't know about Dean Cain. That would have been all over your radar. I got to tell you about it before I said I will talk about Dean Cain.
I'm just a Commonwealth person again.
Okay, now what happens is when you go to the Edinburgh Festival, you get in a bubble, and the Edinburgh Festival, that's all that's mattered, and you're reading the reviews and that type of stuff, and then you speak to someone who's just in London, and you go, oh, can you believe how bad the reviews were for blah, 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 and then all that sort of stuff, and people are like, oh, I didn't see it. These are other comics, right? But comics who are in Edinburgh, there is nothing more insular than being at the Edinburgh Festival.
What I was having a go at them about tonight, there's a lot of posh people that I'm doing shows with. Here's what I've learned about the posh Brits. They look down
but the posh women are better in bed for some reason. Don't know why.
But the posh men. Here's an observation.
Oh, the men completely. And when they meet an Australian, completely. Years ago, I was making it with a girl called like Maddie or something like that, Maddie. And I was just at John Lewis, Oxford. Then afterwards, it was a Friday night. It was all students and stuff like that. They'd come. A group of students asked me out to a house party. I went to the house party. I'm making out with this girl in the corner, right, who's just been to the show, just kissing, nothing to write home about, right? Just having a bit of a snog with this girl. And this guy comes up and goes, Maddie, we're all going. We're all going. We're going to a different bar now. We're going to a different bar. Come on. We're going. And she went, I'm just going to stay here. And he goes, with the fucking convict. It's very hard to be racist to a white Australian. You have to really work at it. But there was a fucking, and I understand my blood boiled at that moment. I didn't get into a fight. I just kept on making out with it.
They have this thing with us, right? And I've noticed a lot of them, the more posh they are, the more they struggle to speak English, where they're like, and they have this high-end stutter.
Well, it's when they're called plummy. Plummy is when they have so much in their mouth, it sounds like they've got a plum in their mouth. And then the students are called Ras, because everything they say sounds like this. Yeah. And
one of them, I said, this guy's hating.
Over-affected voice you can even do, many of them.
I was making fun of something about them, and this guy had a comment.
Yes, the Australian man who makes the jokes. What did you?
And I said, you disagree, dude? And he's like this. He'll think about it. And I went, I might be a convict cunt, but I know your language better than you do. Spit it out, son. Spit it out. And he's like, low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I always used to think about Hugh Grant's early career. Hugh Grant's doing like Pride and Prejudice, and then he's doing 4 weddings and a funeral. He's like, wonderful, marvelous, different type of, and I'm like, I've read scripts. There's no dialogue that's ever been written the way that fucking Hugh Grant talks.
Yeah,
no one
that's
ever
how
goes,
much privilege. That's much privilege.
Brilliant, wonderful, fascinating. Let's go.
That's the posh privilege. The posh privilege is you get to have a stutter like that where you can't get the words out and people still think you're smart. But if I, as an Australian, went,
hanging fruit.
They go, he's completely mental. He has no brain cells left inside his stupid sunburnt head. But this accent says, eventually, something clever might come out. Because that's the Boris voice as well.
So, you know, our voice, they found out where it comes from, right? Drunk Cockney. Right. Drunk Cockney is Australian. So what are you talking about? Or what are you gonna fucking do? Like that, right? Drunk Cockney is our actual accent. Drunk Cockney.
And we close the mouth a bit more so the flies don't get in.
Oh, yeah, so you just fucking hot, isn't it? Fuck, it's hot.
Yeah, so that's been shitting me off. Now I want to direct you to a couple of news stories so we can edit this together into a podcast.
What news stories? Something from one of your Fox or something like that. Something. I like the Beeb.
I don't watch any. I have not watched Fox since Tucker left. Now here we go. This is a title I thought you would enjoy.
Yes.
Texas man who fled woke America to live in Russia now drafted to fight war against Ukraine.
This is brilliant.
Sorry.
This is brilliant. He's getting too PC here. The Russians still say the word the FAGGOT as much as
I'll
possible.
say the Russians like, my friend, you can come here and call people retard and faggot, but you will be shot.
Yeah. It's like they're still beaten up. It's still illegal to be homosexual and stuff like that. And he's like, fuck this. One of his daughters probably said she was a boy or vice versa. And this guy's like, off to Russia with us. Yeah. Right?
Here in Russia.
He goes, you want to transition? Let's transition countries, cunt. Come on, let's go. Let's go to Russia. And then Russia's like, why these people want to come here? They want to come. And
they have...
hello, my friend.
They have a program in Moscow. It's called... this one is called Shared Values Visa Program.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek Huffman, his wife Deanna, their 3 daughters moved from the United States to the town of Iskra,
Mary, Margaret, and Steve.
40 kilometers from Moscow under the Russian Shared Visa Program aimed at attracting foreigners who reject what the Russian officials call destructive neoliberal ideology. The family documented their move on YouTube, so they have a YouTube channel about their move from America. Actually, they came from Texas, so they went. Texas is too.
They went to Texas. Are you allowed to have a gun in Russia? Are you allowed to have a gun?
You certainly do in the military.
Yeah. Jack's going. Oh yeah, like he's looked into fucking Russian immigration. Let's look at Russian video. Yeah, so little Yankee Doodle Dandy fan, the family come and see us, and then we recruit. And so he's off to fight for the Russians.
Yes, Russians can have guns, but strict Russians. So actually, it's probably more freedom for him gun-wise in Texas. But for him, it was the values thing.
There's no freedom on earth more than Texas for guns.
Yeah. So Huffman joined the military. So this is what makes me laugh. Originally, he thought he would join the military to expedite his citizenship papers for his family so he could earn a place in Russian society. He initially believed he would serve in a non-combat role, such as a welder or a war correspondent. However, in a now deleted video posted by his wife, she claimed he'd been sent to the front line, despite earlier assurances that wouldn't happen. She added that Huffman had received limited training in Russian, a language he does not speak, and has yet to be paid. So this fucking bloke just wanted to get away from the bloody gender ideology and the drag queens reading books to the kids. And now he's in a trench and they're going, "Нет, and he's like, what? What are you saying?
Yeah, he'd have to be like, I'm going to shoot some Ukrainians? Is that what we're going to shoot?
I don't know what the fuck you're saying, buddy.
Well, okay, this is like the Alamo.
Tim Kirby, a US-born blogger who founded the American Village settlement in Istria where the family lived, so there's a bunch of them,
oh yeah,
told the Dallas Morning News and Snopes that Huffman was not involved in frontline combat, was performing duties in line with the original agreement. Huffman himself has not confirmed his location or specific role, citing security concerns, but has stated he is doing what he thinks is right. The family followed a move because of the US. Here we go. You nailed it from the get-go. US education system, particularly regarding discussions of LGBTQ topics in schools where his kids were going. So basically, his daughter came home with hairy armpits and a shaved head, and he was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
Niet means niet.
Yeah. He goes, "Are you rushing to become a man, are you?" Well, and I'll tell you where we're rushing.
Huffman told Russian media that he wanted to contribute to his new country in a way that would demonstrate commitment and integration. Listen, fair play. If you look at the American armed forces, everyone's called like Ramirez and shit. Like, there's look,
they can obviously use his skills if he's an interpreter or something like that. That's what I would try to lean into the whole.
I mean, you're telling me that's, to me, is a perfect.
Actually, you need to know both languages to be an interpreter. You can't just go. You can't just go. The bomb's over there. He reckons the bomb's over there.
You can't tell me that isn't.
You know how they're doing it? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Doesn't know. Neat. I can told him.
He could be easily played to me with like a Chevy Chase character, like a Chevy Chase movie about a man who ends up in the Russian military and doesn't speak it.
You've just given the plot line to Spies Like Us.
This is what I'm saying.
Which is a Chevy Chase Dan Aykroyd film, which is a banger, by the way. Spies Like Us. I got to watch Spies. I'm starting.
My favorite movie as a kid was Spies Like Us.
My son's favorite movie is the Griswolds, Family Vacation. He loves those films, right? So he likes anything Chevy Chase. So I'll get him in on a bit of Spies Like Us. You ever watch Spies Like Us, Jack? Yeah, Spies Like Us is a winner. If you got anything from today's thing, don't even watch my special that's on Netflix right now called Two Limb Policy. Come out right now. Why don't you Google Spies Like Us and really have a night of it?
So good luck to that Russian man on the front. I hope no one else dies in that front line. But I mean, there's a fun little irony there.
All right. So can we call him Cunt of the Week? We never got Cunt of the Week out. It's a thing that we always talk about. Can we call him Cunt of the Week? Or Dean Cain. Dean Cain. Who do we give Cunt of the Week to? And
probably Dean Cain.
And Trump doesn't have enough fucking trophy self space. He's already fucking taken up all of his Cunt of the Week. He doesn't even acknowledge us anymore.
We're going to go with Dean Cain for Cunt of the Week.
Dean Cain's Cunt of the Week.
Actually, Dean Cain's agent is Cunt of the Week. Get the man some work. Get him off the streets. He can't be doing this.
Yeah. Next video you'll see Dean Cain. ICE was too woke for me. I'll be joining KGB. Everything with letters is Dean Cain's into.
Ben Affleck goes bankrupt and he's like, I once played an accountant. I've joined the IRS.
Is Ben Affleck gone bankrupt?
No, but if he did, is what I'm saying.
I was about to say that was the most. I was clutching. Oh my goodness, what's happened to the world's economy? Ben Affleck, what's going on?
Right, a couple more stories.
I heard rumors that Affleck had like $2 million in a safe in his house in the Palisades in cash.
Burnt up.
Yeah, really? Burn up. Yeah, bit of fun.
That is a bit of fun. Right, here's a couple of stories that I want to discuss.
Yeah.
Before we go.
Yeah.
Number one was that we needed something from Australia. So
yeah, always.
There's a lot of complaints about the state of Victoria, who always spend their money well, have spent $13 million on Machete amnesty bins, which are big bins that you're meant to, if you're a violent criminal who's using a machete to stab people or rob people, put that in the bin like what we did with guns.
Yeah, so but
now
machetes don't kill people. People kill people. Leave the machetes alone. No, I get what's happening. There's people running around. It's not like the gun. Okay, so you meant to. You go to the machete bin. So you have to. Okay, so to do that, you have to carry a machete around with you in a. It won't be in the suburbs, right? So out in the city, you have to have a machete. So it's a perfect ruse for if you get caught with a machete. Why have you got a machete? I'm on my way to the bin.
Disposing it, mate.
Yeah, disposing it. You know what I would do is I'd pour the blood of some victim in there, so I was over all the machetes. Really put the fucking. So the people are like,
just a bit of fun when they open it up the bin.
Yeah, just a bit of fun when
just what you should do: put a machete and a fake arm.
And then a fake arm, and then I'll ejaculate into the slit. I don't know why.
It says here, conservative American social media has outraged Australians by tearing apart Victoria's machete disposal bins. A total of there's 40. How many fucking machetes are out there in Victoria?
Well, okay, so a lot of people think Australia is a very nanny state. And they are with certain things. Like I drive a 998 horsepower muscle car in this country and a Tesla that goes like that. You know, Not that I'm a responsible driver, but I would not even bother having a car like that in Australia because you get caught for speeding. There's cameras fucking everywhere. Everywhere you drive, someone's pulling you up. There's booze buses every time you leave it. Like they're very, you got the death toll that go on. Australia is very nanny state. There's something that Australia's just done that's been implemented that I agree with, where you're not allowed to have social media under 16. What do you think about that? And Australia's passed that law.
Look, I think they're probably going to end up using that. You need a digital license to access all the internet and have to put your...
Okay, so I was just in England, right, watching Oasis. Couldn't have a wank without putting my passport in.
Yeah.
I use my imagination. Took forever.
I like the anonymity of the... did I say anonymity?
Anonymity.
See? If I was posh, I would have got away with it.
The animals.
I like the anonymity of looking through the internet.
Yes.
But not only that, I have a British SIM card. Did you know this?
Yeah. I talk about it constantly with my other friends.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I've got a British SIM from 3, and any access of any website that is deemed adult, I'm banned until I go into 3 and prove my age verification and give my address. So the whole SIM card bans everything on the internet for you. You're not allowed to access
Australia, you can access the porn and all that stuff, but it's stopping kids with social media, which is weird because this whole idea that when you become a parent, you go, I'm not going to give my a child a phone until they're like 13 or 15 or 18 or whatever the fuck you want to do. You can't stop it. It's not something you can stop because they have to have computers in school. So they're all texting each other through the computer anyway. They can all call each other off their iPads or whatever that they also need for school. The phone is just, if anything, at least gives you a way to track your child, right? Which is something we didn't have growing up, right? So you give the child a phone, but the phones in Australia now, there's some company that's bringing out the phones for kids, right? And that's going to just you can have the games on there, if you want to play Scrabble with friends or what game you're into. You can text, you can call, you can use basic internet. But there's no social media apps and there's all these other things blocked. Now, my thought is, surely iPhone will just go, we can give you those, we can build the software for that in seconds. It probably already exists.
Well, I need that now. I'm looking for the dumb phone myself. I just want Uber and Maps and that's it.
Yeah, but then you got to have Postmates. I'm not a fucking animal. It's like I want to live off the grid, but with Postmates and Clash of Clans, a video game, and Call of Duty. That's all. I just want to live off the grid, though. Just live off the grid.
So where you got to go? So where you want to live? Just live in fucking Dubai off the grid because you'll have people bring food for you anyway.
I want a bit of Netflix. Of course, I want a bit of Netflix. Netflix have always been good to me. A bit of Netflix, but I don't want any social media. I would love it if everyone got rid of social. If we all got rid of social media, we're on a playing field. Because for celebrities, social media it's a living hell. It's a horrible place to be. Horrible existence. And that's just for celebrities. I can't imagine how bad it would be being a teenager and wanting to go to a party and knowing that you're not invited and having to look at all the photos in real time of everyone else having a good time. That would fucking eat you up. That would eat you up. Or even just like being dumped. Remember how you used to be able to get dumped and then you just never saw that person again? I'm so happy. Like two or three of my like full-time girlfriends that I've had throughout my life aren't on social media. Wonderful. Just goes away. That person, you forget about them. You forget that it ever existed.
Yeah, you run into them at a high school reunion or something.
You hope that they're doing well, you're doing well, there's no animosity or whatever, but social media is not social, it's anti-social.
And social media also gives you that thing, 10 years ago, do you want to see some photos of when you were younger or happier?
Oh, yeah, that I don't like. I tell you what I do like with social media, or what the phone does when they make you a slideshow of your children like every few months. Brilliant. I would never put the effort in. Then they put a song behind it. We're all on the beach dancing. Yeah, wonderful.
You're not that much of a show people, your kids guy.
If you talk to me, I'm a very proud father. I will show photos all day if you talk to me. And there is, for one of my children, we have a hidden account that's only family and friends, a blocked account, only family and friends can see. And my kids aren't allowed to join social media till they're 16. And right, I don't post pictures of them. And I sometimes look at other comedians and people I know who post tons of pictures of their kids, and I think like, what the fuck are you doing? But people are different. There's ball players, there's athletes who post pictures of their kids all the time. It's just two ways of thinking about it, I guess.
I don't know how we got here from the Machete bins, but
I'm just saying because Australia's brought in the new phone. My brother was talking about, they got the new phones coming out because my brother's got a kid and he's like, they get the new phone. Imagine it's going to be a fucking heap of shit in it. It's going to be like old Nokias.
No, I have a friend who uses these for himself because he can't trust himself without being distracted on socials. So he has a kid phone for himself.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, I get so much more work done because I slipped over to the dumb phone that is for children.
Yeah.
And it's great for him, but for me it's annoying because every time you text him it goes fucking green. And so you
don't want that. That's like living in the past, man.
Oh, it's totally living in the past. So that's the Machete Amnesty Safe Disposal bins. We are putting our knives in bins. As Jim said, it'd be really funny if you put a fake hand in there, some blood, a watch.
Bit of cum.
Also, that will definitely be used as a regular bin.
Just okay, for people in Melbourne, I've just thought of this, just to have fun with it, drop off a spoon. If they open it up and it's filled with spoons.
Spoons?
Yeah, just spoons.
Spatula. Just to be safe, we've just decided to get rid of absolutely anything that's sort of firm. Spoons,
we just fill it with spoons. Just think
I found this stick that looked a bit sharp.
Yeah. If I was a kid, I'd be dropping shit in that all the time. How have they been vandalizing them? With machetes?
Scratching with the machetes, no. Come and take it from my dead hands. People are putting shit in there too, just like rubbish. Just like cartons of like milk. You know what I mean? Like big M's, pies.
Yeah, pies, yeah.
Just a standard fucking bin. So that's where Australia's at. America keeps the guns. Australia is getting rid of their machetes. Which I saw a shop in London actually that sold balaclavas and knives, which I thought was a bit cheeky.
Yeah, one stop.
You can't be doing
You don't want to buy your stuff there from the one stop. Then they'll fucking go, he bought these things on the Saturday, the balaclava, blah, blah, blah. You want to spread it across different shops.
Is there anything else we're missing in the news?
No, we just done an hour 20. Just done an hour 20.
I know.
Mate.
I thought we could do so much.
We're the only podcast that does it without a guest. That's how much we enjoy each other's company.
I don't. I'm sure there's. Don't make a lie. Fuck, I look insane.
You know what you look like? You look like David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, a little bit.
Fucking hell.
You look like the actor who played David Berkowitz in the Son of Sam audio tapes thing on Netflix right now. Where my special, Two-Limb Policy, is on.
Now go and watch his special, everyone.
Go watch it, and then next week I will give you all the feedback that I have received from the public, which we all know will be pleasant.
Well, don't look at the feedback.
Oh God! Every year.
Wait, have you not seen it yet? Have you not seen it yet?
I've seen it. I know what I know. Look, it's very good. It's very good. It's no,
I mean
it's clean.
Feedback.
And you know what? There's no feedback yet. I haven't seen the feedback yet. I know what the feedback is just on the poster. You know what I mean? Unpleasantness. Anytime anyone puts anything up, people will write shit underneath it, whatever. But if you,
I'd say the great feedback will be when someone puts the fucking poster of it in the Machete Amnesty Safe Disposal bin.
I tell you, that's got to be some advertising
that could
space,
never happen.
though. The sides of the bins.
Your comedy isn't sharp; it wouldn't end up in there. Meow! Someone's been reading the Telegraph.
If I had a comeback, you would be in so much trouble right now.
I've been reading a lot of reviews over here, let me tell you. What was my comedy described as?
Witless.
Yeah,
witless.
This is our double act, witless and blunt.
Yeah, witless and blunt.
Witless and blunt is a great name for our radio show.
Yeah, witless and blunt is pretty good. Witless and blunt. Fuck, it's too late to rename the podcast.
We should have started this to Witless and Blunt. Well, in summary, Jim Jefferies' Two-Limb Policy is out now on Netflix.
Special number 10. And we're not talking like fucking, I recorded a few albums when I was a kid and blah, blah, blah. I had one self-produced special. Legit 10 fucking specials. I think it's my 6 on Netflix. Or is my 6 on Netflix?
I like that you said legit as well, because you also did a sitcom. So
I also did a sitcom and a TV show called The Jim Jefferies Show. And hey, Who's looking forward to him? I've seen him. Him's worth a watch. Him
gives me
comes
the-
out. Him comes out in September.
It gives me the shits your like prolific nature, because in my head you're a complete fucking dullard who bumbles through life shitting his pants, really messy, and I'm like, you got 10 specials. I can't even put out a clip on Instagram.
Yeah, and when you watch me on the Snake, you'd think I was a different person.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. I cover all the entertainment bases. I'm only weeks away from bringing out a song.
Christmas, we could do Christmas number one. All right, we need to go. It is 2 a.m. where I am. I feel like I've not been at my best, but you know, I've given it.
You're having a good go. You've had a go. I'm sure the people of Edinburgh appreciate it. If you're in Scotland, go catch Amos's show. It's called P Diddy, but he spells it Peedihe ?
No, my show's called Fritzl's Dungeon, and
P
even that
Diddy.
girl, and it's called Fritzl's Dungeon, and even that girl went, "Oh, come on, mate! It's just the offensive thing is how dated the reference is."
All right, here we go. This is a name for a gay comedian who's really flamboyant, but is super like focused. Concentrated camp.
Craig Hill, if you're out there,
I can't use it. It's not for me. But if you're a homosexual man, you're welcome. Take it.
I'm a little worried about that, because that does sound like something that a right-wing autocracy would call them, the concentrated camps.
No, I wasn't not even thinking of that. I was thinking about
that's where my brain took it.
Concentrated in camp.
I know, but my brain was like, we need to put these camp people.
This is you. You're a bad person.
We need to get them to concentrate on being straight.
You're a bad person. You're a bad person. I don't know why I work with you. All right. Good night, Australia.